What's up? This is me, Sean from Tetra.com. You just kind of send Pete. And basically what I'm showing you guys today is the Nexus 4. And it's a overview, sort of mini review. So anyways, let's get to it. This is my Nexus 4 here. I'll turn on the light so you guys can see. You guys can see it has a very nice display. It's a 4.7 inch HD display. It's 1280 by 720p. Resolution display, so it's very vibrant. It's about the size of your normal, your computer screen or your small TV. Basically, the amount of pixels are packed into this tiny, tiny screen, and by TV standards, and it makes it for a very, very good pixel density. And it looks just vibrant. It's it's IPS. So basically, it has very wide viewing angles and very good colors, as you guys can see there. See how good those viewing angles are, and the colors stay vibrant. And it's capacitive touch, multi-touch, and actually the touch sensor is actually put in the actual screen itself. So it minimizes that gap between the two. The screen and the actual touch sensor even less. It's supposed to be more responsive and also make the phone thinner. It also allows for a better, or it also is it has a small, I guess, downside to it, and that downside would be the fact that if you crack your display, if you crack the glass. And this is with a lot of modern devices. If you crack the glass, just saw it crashes. If you crack the glass, the whole display will need to be changed, as opposed to, for example, the iPhone 3GS, back when they used to use that normal technology, the old technology, and the glass would be on top of the touchscreen layer. You could just replace the glass, and it's fairly cheap. Probably it'll cost you about $10 for the panel, for the piece of glass. Here, it'll cost you maybe $80, $90 to replace the whole screen. And then it'll also cost you a lot more because you have to actually take out the whole screen, the whole surface board, and replace it, as opposed to just a piece of glass on top of the display, or hardened plastic. Speaking about glass, it's a Gorilla 2 display, so it's very hard. It should be hard to break. You guys can see the capacitive buttons are actually built into the display, so it does cut in on your screen real estate a little bit. At the top, you have a light and proximity sensor, a speaker grill, and I believe that's a front-facing 2-megapixel camera. On the right side, you have your, we'll take this case off real quick. You have a nice little power on button. It's silver, and the rest of the phone is actually has this nice little matte finish going around it, the edge of the phone. On the back, I'm not going to show you below that because my IME number is there, but you guys can see it says Nexus and it says LG below it, and your 8-megapixel camera is visible with LED flash. On the top is your microphone for noise cancellation and your 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left side is your volume marker, up and down button, and your micro SIM card tray. And below, on the bottom, you have 2 screws, which is an industrialized design, pretty much trademarked by LG, or it comes in a lot of their devices. You have a microphone, and you have a micro USB cable. Or micro USB port. I believe it's also NFC enabled. Not NFC enabled. It's No, that's not it. MHL. Excuse me. MHL certified. So basically, that means that you can plug in an MHL cable in the same exact port and output HDMI, high definition output to a TV or a monitor. That same exact USB port. On the inside, you have a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm S4 Pro processor. It's very speedy. You have an Adreno GPU inside, so the innards are very, very high spec. I'd probably say they're the top of the line in terms of processors available on the market right now, and in terms of processors announced, it's probably right below the new Tegra 4 CPU that's coming out soon. You have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 802.11n, ABG, and N. You also have NFC on the inside of this device, so you can use those NFC tags. You guys were able to look in my recent videos. You guys can see my video about the NFC tags and how those work and everything. Watch them. It's very interesting, if I were you guys. Yeah, it's very, very thin profile here. I believe it's around 10, 11 millimeters thin, something like that. Yeah, so it's a very, very thin profile. It's quite large. I'll give you comparison. My iPod's not with me right now, but put a quarter. That's something that you guys can all make resemblance to. And basically, it's quite a bit bigger than a quarter, obviously, but it's quite a bit bigger than a lot of devices. It's bigger than your iPhone 5, your MyTouch line of phones. It's bigger than a lot of devices. And overall, it's been working very well. It's very speedy, very little lag. I've noticed, as you guys can see here, it's very little lag when scrolling between, your home screens. Even with the live wallpaper running, you can play music, because you guys can see here, I'm not going to do that, because, I don't want to do any copyright infringement issues. But as you guys can see, it's very speedy, especially with that, Jelly Bean operating system on 4.2.2, and their no lag system in place with Jelly Bean, called Project Butter. As you guys can see here, we can just go from app to app. We'll turn that on. There's a large amount of polish, I feel, put on the device. As you guys can see, you guys can just read all through there, books, everything's fast. We can watch a movie, watch this, Planet Earth, watch the first episode, I believe that is. This is indicative of my internet connection more than the actual speed of the device, but I see I have a pretty good internet connection, and it's very, very good at picking up internet. So we'll just fast forward to part of it.
Northern Canada's wild frontier. Here, nature stays.
I really wish you guys were able to see what I'm seeing in person. The display looks just absolutely great. It comes with a bunch of preloaded content. All this content here you see is preloaded. The books are on the left, the movies are on the right. You guys can see you can download pretty much any application. Anything that you really download will run perfectly fine. This is probably one of the most intense games that you can pick up on the App Store, and on the Play Store, and it just runs absolutely fine. Battery life has been pretty good. It's lasted me around a day, I would say. Overall, it's just a very nice device. It's been very fast. Been nitpicky. One issue with the device actually is the fact that if you put it on a flat surface, it muffles the sound, because you guys see my appearance complete. It muffles the sound a lot, so that's a downside. You guys can see it's very fast. It muffles the sound because the speaker is right down there. So basically it'll muffle the sound quite a bit when you try to listen to music or whatever. Overall though, it's a very nice device. Everything's real snappy, real fast. Everything just moves at a very high rate of speed. The phone looks good, the screen looks good, the phone feels good, it's nice and small. There's glass on the front, glass on the back. I haven't had any droppage issues, and I hope not to, but it feels like it's very sturdy, very held together very well, and it feels very dense of a device. It almost reminds me of the iPod Touch 4th generation, or it's reminiscent of like an iPhone 4 or 4S. So yeah, you guys can see it's just super nice. You're gonna get your latest updates I have noticed a little stutter every now and then, but I mean, like, I've probably noticed 2 stutters maybe the whole time I've had this, and they're minor stutters, maybe for a few seconds. I mean, maybe for like half a second or so. And I've had this device for a very long time. So basically, I mean, for the price, $299, you can't really beat that. And I mean, it's just a wonderful device. The cameras just worked phenomenally. The memory actually hasn't become that big of an issue to me. Data speeds are very fast. I personally don't think that should be an issue that you should really have to worry about. So yeah. Anyways, I definitely would recommend this so far. As a device to pick up, no issues so far that I could name. No scratches, no nothing. Yeah, except for that minor one with the volume and the fact that the speaker's on the bottom and it lays almost flat, so when you put the phone down, it muffles the sound a lot. So, besides that, it's really almost a flawless phone, and I definitely would recommend this to anybody, especially seeing as the budget for this device is very, very low at $299. Anyways, without a contract. Anyways, this is me, Sean from TechReloads.com. Use the constant Pete, and this is my Nexus 4 mini review. I'll talk to you guys in a later video. Have a nice day, and goodbye.